Hello and welcome to Banter and Chill with your host, Inibaby. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Banter and Chill podcast with your host, Inibaby. Now, before we dive into this episode, I would like to set my guest up for drags. You guys remember during the last episode that I was like, oh, Kelechi that was on the podcast is not the one that was supposed to be there. It's someone else that was supposed to be there, and the person stood me up.
Well, sorry.
This is him. I'm going to tag him. I'm going to leave his username, his phone number, his email address, everything. So you guys can help me.
Forgive me, guys. I'm here now. So
you guys can help me ask him why he did that.
I should make up for it.
Regardless, welcome back to the podcast. If this is your first time listening, you're welcome. I'm sure you're going to enjoy this episode. If you're a returning customer, I love you. You know, I always love you guys. I always come back to listen to the podcast. Thank you so much. Now, as you're listening, don't forget to share this particular episode. In fact, stop and share before you even continue listening. For today, we're actually going to discuss parenting. Do you have kids?
No, I do not.
Why don't you have kids?
Am I not too young?
A man of 30. Man of 30 years. Anyways, he doesn't have kids. I do not have kids.
I'm not 30, please.
35. He's 35. I don't have kids as well, but I mean, we've all been children before. So, because we were once children and our parents raised us, so I feel like we have a fairly decent amount of experience. Not in parenting, but in being children. So, we're basically going to discuss on parenting in Nigeria, and basically we're going to find out if generally can you raise your children the way your parents raised you. That's the question we're even going to answer with today's episode. But I'm going to let my guest introduce himself to us now.
Hello guys, my name is Mohammed, or Snazz. I'm a product designer / pencil artist and sometimes musician. So yeah, that's me.
Sometimes?
Yeah.
Like when? Like in the night?
No. Some periods.
Some period. Okay. See how he did his own way. When Kelechi was there, Kelechi was asking me what else do I want him to say. No problem. I hope you can see this and catch yourself. Anyways, as I said, we're going to talk about raising children, basically, and we're mostly going to draw from what it was like to be raised in a Nigerian house. But let's just dive into the deep end rather. If you could use like 3 words to describe your childhood, what would you use?
Fun. Quiet. I would say long. Quite long. I always wanted to grow up, stop being a child.
Okay, for me, I would use what the fuck. Because my childhood was so chaotic. Like, something was always happening. 10 was always happening. A lot was always going on.
Was happening actually.
It was like you never get breathing space. So as I was saying, a lot would always be going on in my house. So there was never a dull moment. There was never a time where you sit. Even if you get like 2 days break, give it like 2 days, something chaotic would start again. Like, you can use my life to act Nollywood film. So
not bad.
Terrible. But I cannot tell you all. I can't put my life out there like that. But is your family a polygamous one?
No.
Mine is. Do you think polygamy is like peculiar to Africa, to Nigeria?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think you're allowed to like
marry multiple
wives in
where
like Europe
we are
and
from,
stuff like that.
Your religion won't allow you. Some tribes will allow you. So I feel like down here is a culture thing. So like it's normal. I remember when that Davido and Choma gist was all over the place. I was just laughing because the average man from Bayelsa, from Rivers State, from Ugele, Delta State, will be wondering what all this drama is because somebody went to give another woman outside.
So it's like quite normal.
It's very normal. Like it's a walk in the park. It's another day in the office.
Oh wow.
So that's why I feel like polygamy is peculiar to like us. It's normal to have like multiple baby mamas abroad. Obviously they do. Most of the celebrities they do it all the time. Have multiple baby mamas or cheat on their babes, but it has this. It has weight because if they should out maybe a celebrity that he was cheating on his wife or he gave someone else a child outside, see drama everywhere. Who want act
Backlash.
drama? Say for here the wife go even say, okay, no problem, bring the child. I will be the one to take care of the child. So yeah, I wanted to ask. Generally, being born into a Nigerian household is an experience on its own. Like, there's some things that we all experience, like, it's identical in our upbringing, but there's some things that are like peculiar, maybe specific to like particular households. But for you, if you were going to take one thing from your house into your family when you do start a family, why you never start family?
I'm a young man, please.
So young men don't start family.
At least not for me, not yet.
Okay, when? This is feasibility studies, so in case anybody wants to start a family with you.
A couple years.
A couple years.
Settled. Yeah.
A man of 30, you still have a
Stop
couple
saying
years.
I'm 30, please. People are watching.
He's 30. Oh. Anyways, but what is something from your house that you take into your own household when you start a family in a couple years' time?
I have to think about it a bit. Yes. I would definitely take the
Food.
100%. I'll definitely take the food. My mom used to cook a lot of great stuff.
Yeah.
But then saying I'll take that, I might bring in my mom.
True. You might
to my marriage.
not mind somewhere that doesn't have
exactly. She might not be like that. She might not even like cooking. So
yeah.
I guess aside food, other stuff like togetherness, probably always hatching things out and just speaking on time and not letting things go too deep.
Yeah. Okay. I personally, there's nothing I will carry from that my house. Affliction never is the second time. So I don't leave that compound. I shed everything inside there. So there's nothing I want to pick up from that house and take, to my own house when I marry and have children. But if that's one thing, you've told us the one thing you can take. What is the worst thing for you? Something that you absolutely cannot carry. In general, I cannot carry anything. Already, we know that one.
Let me see. What would I absolutely not carry? Absolutely not carry. I don't know, honestly.
I
don't know. What's something I would not carry?
I would not carry. Okay, so the first recording, actually, we had to end the first recording, but I remember what he said during the first recording. He said he would not carry, I think, arguments.
Yes.
And
arguments.
we're trying to figure out how such a calm, gentle soul.
That's why I'm calm and gentle.
Can argue. Because look at him.
Environment where
does he look like he can argue? No. So how come you can argue?
It's not like I can argue like that, but I'm just saying.
You know how to argue.
Not really the way you are probably thinking, but I can just stand up for myself, have a conversation, and
okay.
Most times I'll just withdraw and japa when situations like that arise.
Okay. So you used to ghost people?
No.
No, not ghosting, basically.
It's not ghosting. It's just detaching for a bit.
Okay.
If you're in a house where everything is going on, like you said, it's going on at the same time.
Yeah.
Arguments, or maybe there's just one small issue and it keeps happening. Yeah. You just have to. Make I chill first.
Okay.
You process stuff on.
So for me, everybody knows I'm not going to carry anything from my house. So you probably know that okay, everything is bad. But the absolute worst. I did say something different in the first recording, but now that I remember, I think the absolute worst one is multiple parent household. So I'm not going to be somebody's second wife or third wife. If you even get married to you and you now wake up 20 years later say you want a second wife, I would just leave the marriage for the both of you so she can actually be your first wife. But I'm not going to do, because I have been in it and I know the ripple effects, I'm not going to do that. Like, that's one thing I will not carry with me. I must marry one man, me and that man will live and die together. It's two of us
as
inside.
It should be.
It's two of us inside. You have entered problem. But yeah, were your parents strict?
To a certain point. Maybe till I turned like 14, 15, then I started to rebel, and they let me be. I think I had it the easiest with them, if I'm being honest.
Why did you have it?
Because I'm the last born, probably.
Bam. For context, this is something that every last born universally knows. There's some things that all of you can relate to, all last borns. Did you used to watch Play-Doh a lot?
Yeah.
So all of you watch Play-Doh, but the thing is, everybody will not be soft. So I I even look at my dad and I look at some things that my younger ones do. And my younger ones, my immediate younger sister is not even the last born. And I'm like, in my era, during my time,
they learned with you though. That's
they don't use me learn. First
they do
generation,
better.
they
That's why
always learn.
grandparents are always great with like their children's kids.
Yeah, because they've had like
How are
enough
you
experience.
so good with my kid now? Why were you not like this when I was a child?
They've had enough experience and they've had time to learn, let go of kinikan that they need to let go of. But yeah, I mostly grew up with my dad, so I would say it was strict. And I think a lot of Nigerians conflict these two things when it comes to parents. There's some parents that are strict and there's some parents that are just harsh.
True.
I would say my dad was more on the harsh side. He wasn't strict, but he used to, when they finally bought me a phone, they just bought phone and they gave it to me. I can't remember how old I was, but I know I was like 12 or even 11. They just bought me a phone. I had unrestricted access to the internet, to everything. Now, strict parents would be mindful what you're doing with this phone. They'll try to monitor and all that. Mine was more harsh in the sense that I did not ever get in trouble for whatever I was doing with my phone. But let them catch me outside that I went to buy something in the store across. They will ask you, who told you to leave this compound?
Oh.
So mine was
protective.
Mine wasn't hard. It wasn't strict, but it was more on the harsh side. So yeah.
I think I had those problems too though. Couldn't go out. Don't go out.
Did you do more? I feel like as an adult now, I was saying it out more when I leave this compound. The way I go there outside 247. I'm not outside. I'm still inside my house.
Yeah, you just want a peace of mind.
It has become so ingrained that it's not a personality trait to not be going outside.
Likewise.
Yeah. But I was going to ask, since you said your parents were strict, what was your own method of discipline? Was it they used to whip you?
Nah. Maybe that happened once or twice in my life.
It was only once or twice. Was it? And none of them are memorable enough because the way you're saying it as if you don't get any beating where they beat you, where you just say, now this will bore me.
If I'm honest, then not really any intense that maybe they won't break my head or stuff like that.
Wow.
I think they were more. I think that happened probably with my senior siblings, and at a point it just stopped. At one point, they just stopped touching all of us.
Okay, but so how did they now do the whole punishment thing? Because
no punishment per se, they were just very stern. I think there's stuff you couldn't do, there was stuff you couldn't
when they
about.
say
you just have
mother's
to mind yourself.
Eye, if they use eye to look you,
especially my
you start arranging your clothes.
You just have to behave yourself and mind yourself.
Oh, okay. So in my own house they used to flog.
How often?
Even the children at my compound, at the point it was not the house children they used to flog. If all those boys are still in the area, they used to bring them to our compound to flog. So I've seen enough flogging in this my lifetime.
Your compound is serious.
It was a lot. And personally, I did not even need them to beat me. Like me too. Me, I'm actually one of the ones that they actually pets. Funny enough, okay. So
you're saying you had it easy?
I had it. I'm going to agree that I had it easy, but maybe because I was the only girl in my generation for a while. If I discovered I had an older sister, but that story for another day. So for years I was the only girl. It was me and my elder brother and my older cousin, and we're around the same age. So we basically grew up together. So it was just two boys and a girl. So maybe that's why they did not really put it in my body like that, because how they say girls are soft, and if I go flog one thing now, then go say now let them bomb picking in future because you kick a belly. They don't used to flog me like that. But when I see them flogging other people, anytime I want to misbehave, I'll just sit down, I'll call myself and sit down and say,
I remember,
if they flog you like that, you go like once my answer is no, I'll start behaving properly. Like they don't really need to talk to me. I was type of child that they did not need to talk to, because I will always.
I used to just cause trouble intentionally sometimes, but I think they beat me more in school than at home.
Cause trouble in my house. It's where you go carry icy. Go sleep inside gutter Monday night.
Gutter?
Inside gutter.
Wow, that's intense. So like,
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Wow.
It's cause trouble in our house.
So you didn't even have any room to be mischievous.
And then I also was not that kind of person, because at the point my other brother and my cousin, they got mischievous and they did start rebelling too. But because I was not that kind of person from day one, so it kind of made sense for me to just sit down where they told me to sit down. get up when they tell me to get up. I actually like sitting down safe, so do I like sitting down or have I been conditioned to sit down? But yeah, so none of you think they beat you like only once or twice in your house? There's
More
no
than
one that was
child,
memorable
more than
for you.
that. So
No
they're
one,
memorable
no one that
ones.
made you sit down and. I feel like almost every child tried to do that thing, run away. No one made you think you want to run away or ask if these are the people that actually gave it to you.
Never.
None of them were that memorable.
No. I think if anybody had it like that, and maybe very early, maybe my senior sister, I'm not sure it was that intense. I don't think it was that serious that
I did not have
anybody ever wanted to run away.
I actually have tried to run. People should ask me where I was going to. I've actually tried to run away before. I didn't have any plans, but I knew I wanted to run away. But it's not because of they wanted to beat me. I just felt like running away. It was just in my mind to run away. But yeah, I personally don't have any memorable beating that they beat me, but it's my brother's one I used to remember every time. If he used to swallow drugs, said his mom should come and give him the drugs. They now call our daddy. He wanted mommy, he got daddy. I see everybody in the compound remembers that beating today because it was intense. But do you think you will flog your child?
Absolutely not.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Because the average person will not start doing.
It depends.
It depends. Like, why are you already thinking about how you flog a child you don't have?
I don't think it works because I feel like that's wickedness. That's like you're trying to inflict pain, damage. That has nothing to do with how you're feeling about your child. Abuse. Yeah, it's abuse. You don't need to do that.
But you that did not flog, you say you used to rebel. Is there a correlation?
I think my own notion of not beating my children didn't come from being beaten.
Yeah.
It just came from what I grew up around. My whole environment. I had friends that would get beat up and maybe went to play ball and we got caught. They would flog them, give them scars, all of those types of things. Serious beating. Sometimes their dads would like fight them physically. It's one of those type of stuff. So
you fight me, I will let on the floor. I'll just be on the floor, man. Beat me up.
It just didn't make any sense to me seeing that and seeing like vicious people living beside me, living in front of me, beating up their wives and children, stuff like that. It's just crazy stuff.
Okay, now let's actually leave childhood and let's look towards the future.
Mm-hmm.
You said that when you have children, in how many years' time?
I do not know.
You do not know. Doesn't know when he wants to have a man of 30. Anyways, when
you know that by now everybody watching this will actually believe I'm 30.
It's good. Believe he's 30.
Okay.
Anyways, there are different types of parenting, and different methods. There'll be different ways to go about it. But I wanted to touch on like three different things, and see how I want to basically know how you would handle those things, like when you now have children. Mm-hmm. First of all, sex ed. Mm-hmm. Did your parents have that talk with you?
Definitely, yes.
How was it?
It was normal. I think it was more intense for my sister because my mom was not having it.
Yeah.
I think I remember a time where they had an issue over her probably texting or talking to someone. She was very intense, but I think my sister got it easily. But my mom was more, and my dad were very straightforward with us. My dad used to just tell us plain blank how it is, even how to talk to girls at times. Use a condom if you're going to have sex, all of that stuff. So yeah.
In this country.
Yes, please.
Somebody's mama, papa. Tell them to use condom. But the general experience is they will just want you to stay clear.
Yeah,
and then suddenly one day when you are 25, they'll now start asking
you,
where is your husband? Where your wife? Meanwhile, you've been wanting me to stay clear since I was like 0.1 years old.
It was never like that with me or us. Like they never like, don't speak to girls. Don't bring girls home. You used to bring girls home. Yeah, I used to like hang out, chill. Mom would be at home.
The day my cousin brought girl home and they cut him, all my uncles gathered. They did family meeting.
If
to discuss what is going on in the life of these young men.
Yeah, but I wasn't doing anything at that time though. Like I wasn't like bringing women home, sleeping with them. I was young now, so it was just friends chill, hang out, maybe with some other friends.
Okay, that actually makes.
It wasn't like maybe later.
Like I said, I mostly grew up with my dad. No, in case you want to know, he did not give me the talk. He just used to hint at it. every once
I
in
think
a
it's
while.
quite. I don't know why it's difficult for some people.
It's actually
to
difficult for them,
have
and the
a
way you do it in a
conversation.
very harsh and
Harsh
abrasive way,
manner,
just
yeah, just
drop small here. 5 days later, come and drop another cryptic message. Just say something out of the blue, like
basically warning you and scaring you about it, not
yeah,
really
but not
giving you
being
information.
straightforward
Yeah,
with it. So you're going to have the conversation with your own kids, right?
absolutely.
I think I no, I think I know I would too.
It's
I
normal
know
now.
I would
I think
too.
everybody should like tell them, let them know, prepare them.
Yeah, so I mentioned that I got a phone like very early and I had like unrestricted access to it. Nobody was monitoring me, nobody was taking note of anything. Now, when it comes to letting your children have access like to the internet, blah blah, how are you going to navigate that? Would you do what my parents did?
Like not give you access.
No, they gave me access.
I will, but I think that will depend on the child at that time. I
Okay.
think you know your child at
Okay.
that time.
So
If it's someone
you
should
will you?
allow, oh, you will, you have an idea. Or if it's someone like me, if my child is someone like me, then I'll probably monitor what he's doing.
How would you know that your child is not like you?
You know now, of course, now from behavioral patterns, not even having to do with stuff like that, just from how they react to stuff and do stuff. If they do let you know, and if they're not hiding about stuff, normally you just be able to catch them.
So there was this one time I was at this training, and the guy said, the thing is, parents don't give their children soft landing when it comes to like mobile devices and the internet. Like a lot can happen, so it's always good to like, especially
Ease
in the
them into
beginning.
it, yeah.
In the beginning, yeah, don't just throw somebody in the middle of this whole new that looks shiny universe, and
Yeah,
they're
'cause
just navigating it by
the
themselves.
internet is dangerous.
Yeah,
I can't lie.
having a mobile device can lead to a
You
lot
have
of things.
access to everything.
Unrestricted as you don't take time to, okay, let me see your phone or something. Especially this person, like I said, me, I was like 12, 13. It was totally fine for you to want to go to my phone at that age, but nobody was doing that. Nobody was even checking if I was messaging multiple men. I wasn't, but imagine I was. That I've been here today. Don't talk to boys. But I think I'll do that too. I'll give them like a soft landing. Like, we won't go all out. So
Yeah,
for example,
exactly.
maybe you could start from like Nokia 3310.
They actually there's
Parental
software,
controls,
you
all
can,
of those kind of
you
things
can
to
handle all those
monitor.
things. You can even like have a mirror of your child's device from your device. You can
It's
always
people that are intentional now.
keep watch and
This is
yeah.
my papa get that kind
You
of time to the mirror.
should be intentional. You
Mirror
should do
my
all those
device.
things, to be honest. So if your child is, because children really don't know what they are doing most times. They're just looking for something new to catch up on. And
Yeah. Okay. So, how about like the whole going out?
oh, go out though.
Go out.
No,
Me,
I think that's something that already I don't want to like be that party pooper. So I'll probably
You have to be the cool parent.
I will.
You will.
I will. I'll give like probably a time frame.
Yeah,
Be home before this time or amount of times. We'll come around.
People come around. Okay,
yeah.
so I think in the first years of your life, I'll probably do what my dad did. Like, it was so bad that we couldn't even go out to buy stuff. Like if my dad should come back and she see when he was outside and
Do you think maybe
so and so sent me to go and buy this, just shop that is here. This person say make I go buy packet of stuff, can't give him. That person is leaving the compound that day.
why? Is it? Do you think
It was a ground rule, like don't send us. Let them not see us walking around.
was it like a dangerous environment?
It wasn't dangerous. It has always been a ground rule. So even before we moved to like his own personal company, when we were living in a rented place, we're almost always indoors.
Wow.
So I think it's good for like first couple of years. But as person getting older, you guys can now start renegotiating. Okay, you can go out by this time, come out by this time, maybe go out 2 or 3 times a week, blah blah blah, and all that. It's fine. But another reason why I feel like I would do that is depends on the kind of environment I find myself when I do have children. Everybody wants to give their child, a good environment to grow up in. But let's say you're in my area now, your children are not going out, they're mingling with some people outside. You don't know what people outside look like, but I do. And my production assistants, they do. So he'll go and carry different character, different behavior outside and come back inside. So maybe that's one thing that maybe he was conscious about. So inside my house is good, but I can't guarantee what's going to happen outside. And maybe they're not old enough to navigate whatever is going on outside. But I think I'll do that until a certain point, and then it's like, go on, baby, spread your wings and fly. But I did mention that there are different types of parenting, and I have a couple of them here. Before we're going to ask you which type of parenting you think you would go with, or that like I know fairly well what you would pick. So the permissive parenting is child driven. Those ones are obsessed with their children, will give them anything, pamper them, spoil them. They don't give or enforce rules. They overindulge the child because they don't want like conflict, emotionally attached to your child so much. So that if the child is angry at you, your whole world will come crashing down. And then the authoritative parent would solve problems together with the child, who sets clear rules and expectations. There's open communication, and of course, there are natural consequences to like actions. But this is where you mostly find gentle parenting because something that has been on the internet recently, and people like to say, okay, it's woke, but I mean, it works. There's neglectful parenting. The parent is uninvolved or absent, and they provide little to no nurturance or guidance. They are indifferent to the child's social, emotional, and behavioral needs. So basically, this is all man for himself kind of parenting. I raised myself, you have to raise your own self too. And then the last one is authoritarian. It's parent driven. They set strict rules, and there are strict punishments as well. One way communication, so you don't have a say. So if I sit down and tell you, oh, we're moving you to this school, you cannot say, oh, I prefer this other school. No, you don't have a say. All your decisions are made for you without consideration for like your own needs and all that. But this is where you mostly find helicopter parenting. I think that's the topic I even sent to you, helicopter parenting, because there's not excessive level of control.
I think I experienced that. I would say to an extent, almost all Nigerian parents are helicopter parents. They will make decisions for you.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about that. I think to a certain point.
Yeah.
Even till now.
Some do it all the way. Like the involvement and control is so unnecessary. Like you see an adult and I can't go, have to ask my mommy. You are 25. You are 25. You are old enough to be a mommy yourself. What do you mean by I can't go? I need to ask my mommy.
Depending on if you live with them or not. Though.
I mean, some things do make sense. But there's some level of involvement that it's not like this person. Okay, I've heard this scenario where the man still used to live in his family compound. So the baby proposed was like, at what point do you plan to move out? Because you're not a child. I'm not a child too. But my mommy would like it, blah, blah. So they live in the family compound. It's inside the main house, like the mother and father's building. That's where they cook. And that's what everybody in the compound has to eat. Like me and my husband in our own building in the same compound, we can't cook separately. Like those funny stupid rules.
I get.
A grown man.
I don't think any woman should agree to such.
Somebody actually married the guy.
Terms.
Yeah, somebody actually married the guy. But yeah, that sometimes it can be like excess level of involvement and control.
Yeah, extreme.
As if you leave the child alone, the child will fail. You don't trust your children. But what parenting style are you most likely to adopt?
I think the second one you mentioned.
Authoritative. That's the good one. That's where gentle parenting comes in. But do you think you have the emotional strength for it? I feel like you do.
I think I do.
Because if like even
I don't
me
have
and
a
you
problem
regulating.
Yeah, I don't have a problem setting rules and like calling you out when you fuck up and stuff like that. It's quite fine.
Because everybody likes to say, oh, I will be one of the gentle parents, but do you really have the bandwidth for it? Because even between you and a fellow adult, sometimes you lose your temper, you lose your shit, you do some kind of things, the person will do some kind of things back to you. Talk more or less of a child that's dependent on you, has no other person besides you. So literally your actions, everything you do can impact this child negatively or positively. You feel buy TV today, maybe picking break up tomorrow. Do you have the emotional strength?
Those type of things will
Do you have the emotional strength?
I think I've experienced that.
And go out and go and breathe in and out. Abi, you could just set blow.
No, I wouldn't even get that mad that I'll have to breathe in and out.
Yeah. You wouldn't get that mad. There are actually people like that don't deep stuff that their children do, but there's some people that,
no, not even deep stuff that my children do. I think even in my current place where I stay, I don't think I'm one to get that angry. You get agitated enough to want to do stuff physically. I don't think I can become someone like hit someone or scream. And
you must not have met me and my production assistant. We are always ready to carry bottles. So please,
I should be
entire
scared.
podcast
I should
community,
be worried.
pray for me and that girl because one day we go born children. Pray for me and her. Anyways, this is just like a wrap-up question. And then, did you watch the last episode? Or did you listen to it?
Yeah, I kind of skimmed through.
Do you know that at the end, Abby, did you see the part where me and the guy, we did like a quiz session at the end of the episode? No, because it's a quiz session for you.
No problem.
You come prepared.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I did not, bro. It's
you
fine.
know, this is more of a trick question than you know, a trivia question, because they're going to have to pass me the trivia thing. But this is a trick question. Do you think the average Nigerian turned out fine, or it's just like delusion? Considering like
I
the people
think
you
not.
use, if you look at the country, you see that a lot of
We're
things
not okay. It's obvious.
are from childhood,
Yeah,
like how you
yeah.
were brought up. You guys can give me the other one now.
Behavioral patterns. Everybody
Yeah.
has baggage, serious baggage.
Serious, heavy baggage that they are all. And the thing is, therapy is not something we look at in this country. So
I think we should. I think people should
Yeah,
start
really invest in
correcting the fuck ups that have put us here. Everybody's here now. Everybody has stuff from their childhood.
Anyways,
Trivia now, Can
it's
I ask
trivia
what's the trivia?
time.
What's the
Okay, so your own trivia questions are actually about Nigeria.
Nigeria?
It's not your country, not where you are born and brought up.
I don't like Nigeria that much, but ask away.
Okay. So I have 8 questions here, and then we're just going to see how many we can run through.
Okay.
So what is the largest state in Nigeria by landmass? In terms of size.
It's in northern states.
Yeah, it's a northern state. Going.
I'm tempted to say
Just say it. Say it.
Zara.
No. It's actually Niger.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would not have gotten that.
So, question 2. Who captained the Olympic gold medal winning Super Eagles team of 1996? 1996. Are you a football person?
I am.
Should you, if you fail this, you go
I
drop
think
10,000 for us.
I think I'll fail it, ball.
You think
Because
you
I have a
fail?
lot of names in my head.
So, who was the captain of the Super Eagles team that won Olympic gold medal in 1996?
Is it even Keshi?
No.
I don't know it.
I can't know.
Wow. I would have
You don't
gotten
fail to
that wrong.
now. Whose face is on the 20 naira note?
Why? No, I don't know that.
How would you know?
When last have I seen that currency? Maybe 5
It's true,
years
I've not
now.
seen
I've not
20
seen that
naira.
money
You
in a
never
long
seen 20
time.
naira for 5 years.
Where you want to see them?
Now
What rich
rich people 9 day here. Last one come here cause they buy bag of rice 60k. This one never see 20 naira for 5 years. I saw 20 naira this morning because
I've
all I
not seen
had.
29 in a long ass time. I swear. I'm being
Can you
honest.
imagine?
Your
Anyways,
trivia is hard.
It's actually very easy. It's Murtala Mohammed.
Oh.
Yeah. So what is the highest mountain in Nigeria? This I did not know too. It's in the northern state.
That means I don't know if it's in another state.
It's actually means I don't know this one. It's called Chapal Wadi.
Nope.
And it is in Taraba State.
Nope.
So you learn something new every day, guys.
Chapa
Chapal Wadi.
Wadi. Wow.
Yeah, it's in Taraba State.
No, never heard
Which
of that.
body of water is close to Nigeria? Like
The
borders
Atlantic Ocean.
Nigeria. Close. Give me another one. That's actually true. Is it true? Yeah.
Is that not what borders? Or is it this lagoon?
There's it's a Gulf actually.
Oh. Gulf of Guinea.
Yeah, Gulf of Guinea. What was the first capital city in Nigeria?
Calabar.
Okay. How many senators make up the National Assembly of Nigeria? Hello, you guys the only one.
109.
I will expose you. I'll expose it to everybody. So, what is the national flower? Hey, what is the national flower of Nigeria?
I don't know that one because I still can't remember.
National flower.
I don't know.
Anyways, guys, I know that some of you too you do not know. It's called Costus spectabile, also known as the yellow trumpet. Fun fact: it is what we have on the the national coat of arms, but for some reason it is red there. I don't know.
I feel like 10 out of 10 Nigerians will fail this particular question.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, because honestly, when I saw the question, I thought it was hibiscus. because it makes sense for it to be an hibiscus. But apparently they say
'Cause
this
it's yellow.
yellow trumpet is everywhere, and I don't know if I've ever seen this in my life because I tried to look at pictures of it. Anyways,
Maybe
this
back
our guest that is not going to get married for the next 5 years got only 2 questions out
I'll
of
take it.
8.
I'll take
So
it.
failed 6.
Yeah.
2 over
Your
8.
trigger is hard.
2 over 8.
You ambushed
We
me.
don't even agree on what he would drop for us in case he doesn't pass.
I'm
The last guest, we already agreed that if you feel you're going to do normal for the podcast, you are lucky.
I
You are
am.
lucky. Anyways, that brings us to the end of this episode. That's basically everything we wanted to talk about. I genuinely hope you guys enjoyed it. Do you have any closing remarks before I do all this?
Nah, aside I had fun. It's nice. You guys should keep watching this show and keep tuning into this podcast.
And don't beat your children.
Yeah, don't beat your children. Definitely don't do that.
Anyways, as I said, keep watching the show and then share it for someone else to watch. And then watch it again so my views will go up. I love you guys. Anyways, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to comment, especially if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're listening to it on listening platforms, please follow the podcast. A lot of people don't follow the podcast, although you guys are subscribed on YouTube, but like still follow the podcast if you're listening on like Google Podcasts or Audio Mac or something, and then like and leave a comment there as well. But that's basically everything from my end. Until next time, should we synchronize it by just
Oh, I just did that. Alright, so
until next time.
bye.